New Disney happy hours, dining that's better than what the parks can offer, and fun-filled days minus the park ticket price? Disney Springs isn't just a destination you're going to want to squeeze into your visit if you've got time. This one's a place you're going to want to prioritize in 2025. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. We are back with another 2025 Ultimate Guide to help you have the best Disney trip ever next year. This time we're jumping into Disney Springs, and since Bria's been working on the Disney Springs section of our upcoming 2025 DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining book, a little birdie told me she might be sneaking in some of our guidebook secrets throughout today's video, but I guess you'll just have to stick around and find out for yourself. To really give you a good idea of what Disney Springs is all about, I'm going to answer the 5 W questions: who, what, when, where, and why. So who is Disney Springs good for? Well, Disney Springs is good for everybody. I'm off on a real cheesy note here, but I stand by what I said. Granted, there aren't any thrill rides here or character dining experiences with Mickey Mouse or end-of-the-night fireworks, but kids are still going to enjoy walking through the main world of Disney Gift Shop, building creations at the Lego store, enjoying a sweet treat from one of the tons of Disney Springs dessert shops, and saying hello to our good friend Douglas Fir, the talking tree. If he happens to be out and about, that is. We'll bring him up later on in the video too. With that being said, the shopping district might be more appealing to older kiddos and teens and adults who might be looking for a little entertainment variety different from what the Disney theme parks can provide. Now, what can you expect to find while you're here? Since this is a shopping district we're talking about, expect lots and lots and lots of stores as well as hundreds of different dining options to choose from. Don't worry, we'll recommend some of our all-time favorite places to dine around Disney Springs later on to help you narrow down the scope. But along with all the shops and restaurants, Disney Springs also provides a good amount of entertainment on the scene, which we'll also talk about in just a bit. By the way, if you want a quick guide that you can download to your phone and bring with you before and during your Disney Springs visit to help be your springboard, get it? Oh, that was pretty funny. When you need an extra planning hand, go ahead and scan the QR code you see on the screen right now, or head to disneyfoodblog.com/Disney Springs, and we're going to send our free Disney Springs quick guide straight to your email. Now, when should I plan to visit? Well, you probably don't want to base your entire trip around your Disney Springs visit. It's good to know what crowd levels normally look like here throughout the week so you can plan accordingly. The busiest that Disney Springs tends to get throughout the week is on Friday and Saturday evenings, starting around rush hour. This kind of hip hopping and energy might be exactly the vibe you're looking for, especially since you're going to find a whole lot more live entertainment going on around the scene during this time. Plus, it kind of feels like a party. It's an extrovert's dream come true. I'd recommend getting advanced dining reservations ASAP for those table service locations that you might want to prioritize on the weekends. And by ASAP, I mean just as soon as those reservations open for you over on the Disney World website, usually 60 days before your trip. You may even be able to book those earlier if you use OpenTable.com instead, because sometimes those restaurants show up on OpenTable at 90 days out. Quick note, if you do decide to go on Friday or Saturday night, parking can be wild, so try to get there a little bit earlier than you would expect and usually need to get there. Like, for instance, I have been sitting in traffic for a long time on a Friday night just to find out that all the parking garages are full, and I've had to go into overflow parking for Disney Springs, in which case I missed my dining reservation and had to call them, and it was a huge hassle. So try to get there maybe an hour before your dining reservation, and that way you'll have plenty of time to deal with the parking situation and everything else. But if you don't want to deal with all of that and you want to plan a visit to Springs when things are a lot less people-y out, then your best bet is to swing by first thing in the morning on a weekday. That's because lots of guests will be rope dropping the parks around this time, and locals will be back at work, giving you a lot more space to breathe and fewer bottlenecked paths to worry about. If you want to do an evening, try to do an evening kind of in the middle of the week instead of on a weekend. So speaking of parking, where can you park? Good news, parking is free at Disney Springs, and there's a whole lot of it. So here's the breakdown of what the parking situation looks like, so you don't have to worry about figuring it all out when you're driving there the day of. The most common places guests tend to park when they come to Disney Springs are either the Lime or Orange garages. The Lime garage is going to put you right in town center, where you'll find places like the Polite Pig and Uniqlo. And the Orange garage is going to put you on the west side, where you're going to find Splitsville Luxury Lanes and AMC Theater. There's one other garage you can park in, the Grapefruit garage, but you will have to walk across a little pedestrian bridge stretching over the highway in order to reach the shopping district. This bridge will lead you out into the marketplace area first, right between Basin and the right-hand side of the massive World of Disney store. And then there are the watermelon and strawberry parking lots, which are right next to each other and closest to the Cirque du Soleil Theater. Those are kind of overflow parking. Wherever you decide to park, you'll have to go through a security check before you enter the shopping district, just like you have to do before scanning into the parks. So make sure you got umbrellas and phone chargers or anything metal or magnetic that you think might set off the security checks out of your bag and in your hand so security cast members can clearly see what triggered the alarms and keep you moving right along. Now, Disney Springs free transportation has a few different rules from the theme park free transportation. Much like the bus stops at Disney parks, you can use the Disney Springs complimentary bus stops to travel over to different Disney World hotels. However, unlike the Disney parks, Disney Springs buses will not transport you to the Disney World parks. If you're needing to get over to one of the parks in a jiffy from the shopping district, but you don't have your own car to rely on, you can always pay for a rideshare like an Uber or a Lyft or a minivan to get you to where you need to go. Rideshares will typically drop you off over in the marketplace section, right by the Art of Disney and Disney's Days of Christmas shops. But another rideshare pickup and drop-off location also exists on the west side, close to the Cirque du Soleil Theater. By the way, here's a little tidbit. The reason why Disney Springs buses won't take you to the parks is because if they did, then people would park at Disney Springs for free and just get rides over to the parks that way. Now, they do take you to the hotel, so you could, I guess, technically park at Disney Springs for free and then take a bus to a hotel and then a bus to a park, but seems like an awful lot of work, so most people aren't going to do that. But if you could get a bus straight from Disney Springs to the park, then they'd probably save that significant parking cost. Now, I also want to mention another mode of free transportation that anyone can use while you're at Disney Springs, and that's the Disney Springs riverboats. When you're ready to head out of Disney Springs for a bit, head to the marketplace dock and hop aboard one of the riverboats for a complimentary ride over to Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter in Riverside or Saratoga Springs and Old Key West, all of which are Disney Springs area hotels owned and operated by, Disney. The boat ride is an attraction in and of itself. Not only will you get a lovely view across Lake Buena Vista, but you'll also get to listen to piped-in jazzy tunes. And yes, when you're ready to return to the Springs, you'll just go to the resort's respective docks and they'll bring you back over again. So for all you first-time Disney Springs guests out there, this whole video is going to be new stuff to you. But if you're returning to the Disney Springs scene after visiting last year or the year before, or even a dozen odd years before that, here are some of the new things that'll be going on the next time you step inside that shopping district that you might very well run into right now too, if your trip lands at the tail end of 2024. First up, new happy hours. Disney Springs kind of has a thing for happy hours. You can find them across multiple Disney Springs restaurants like House of Blues, Haleo, Paradiso 37, and lots more. But two brand new happy hours were recently introduced to the shopping district alongside the ones that already exist. The Edison has launched a new happy hour for folks looking to grab an afternoon cocktail and a few bites to split among friends. Those who choose to imbibe can order some of the Edison's signature appetizers and craft cocktails at lower prices on Sunday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. Meanwhile, Eat by Manit Shawan debuted a new menu item that you can only order during happy hour each day from 2 to 5 p.m. That's the cheese quesadilla for $7.95, which is filled with Indian pico and comes with a side of rayada, which is yogurt dip mixed with Indian spices. Why is a quesadilla special enough to have its own happy hour? I don't know, but it's a nice affordable option that we like well enough, and maybe you will too. Now, Bree has been listing out all those different happy hours in our DFB guidebook as we speak, so we can have an updated comprehensive list of them. Speaking of Bria, she's been quiet so far. Too quiet. I wonder what she's scheming. And how about new shops? Disney's always finding new ways to burn holes in our pockets. Town Center used to have a store called Ever After Jewelry Co., which, as the name inspired, was a shop that sold Disney jewelry and designer bags. But recently, this shop got a total makeover and is now called Disney Ever After, a place where you can find character-inspired Loungefly bags, mini ears, and even some lug bags too. But the big draw of this store is that it's home to a create-your-own headband experience. This fun concept is already pretty popular in Hong Kong Disneyland, and earlier this year, these cute headbands also popped up in Disneyland Resort. So it was only a matter of time until Disney World jumped on the souvenir bandwagon too. Disney Ever After also has this photo op where you can sit in a throne made entirely of plushies, but I have yet to sit upon it because it's giving very villainy weird vibes to me, like when Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls turned all the town citizens into literal throne of people. And then earlier this year, we also saw the new Vineyard Vine storefront open in Town Center too. You're probably familiar with this brand already thanks to its signature pink whale logo. Now, Disney Springs also has a new bus, and it doesn't sound interesting, but it might just be to you. Earlier this year, a new bus route called Link 311 started taking guests to and from from the Orlando International Airport started taking guests to and from the Orlando International Airport over to Disney Springs. But the best part about it? It only costs $2 each way. The bus comes every 30 minutes daily from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. and will drop you off or pick you up on the west side of the shopping district. Of course, when we first learned about Link 311, we went over and tested it out ourselves, so we knew whether or not we could recommend it to y'all. And here's what we found out. The bus not only has plenty of seats and standing room, but it's also wheelchair accessible. If the bus is crowded, you'll need to hold your suitcase on your lap since there's no under the bus stowage compartments, just something to keep in mind. There's also free Wi-Fi available on board, but there are no plugs to charge your phone. No credit cards are allowed either. You can only pay with cash or by using the Link's Paw Pass app for your tickets. But the biggest issue here is that when you arrive at Disney Springs with your luggage, you won't be able to take all that luggage onto a Disney World bus. Luggage is not allowed on board the Disney World transportation buses that take you to your hotel, so you will need to snag a Lyft or an Uber if you have a lot of luggage. Or you can walk to your Disney Springs area hotel if you're staying at one nearby. Now, this could still be a great option if you're just coming for the weekend and have a small bag or backpack in tow, but if you have loads of luggage, you'll definitely be posed with a problem once you arrive at Disney Springs, unless you're totally chill with getting a ride share after you arrive, which, to be fair, is going to cost a lot less than a ride share from the airport. A lot of Disney Springs' major restaurant openings happened at the end of 2023, with the opening of Summer House on the Lake and Eat by Manit Shawan, so for the time being, things are keeping pretty quiet when it comes to brand new restaurants. However, Patty's Bar should be opening up in Disney Springs in the very near future, which will be in addition to the Raglan Road complex. Patty's Bar will be situated just in front of the Shop for Ireland gift store and will become a cozy space offering a wee 6 to 8 seats at a time, where you'll be able to order from a limited menu of drinks that, according to Disney, will be the very best of Irish draft beers along with locally commissioned craft beers, plus Patty's Bar's unique array of Irish cocktails. Now, Disney Springs giveth and Disney Springs taketh away. We've seen quite a few store closures happen in Disney Springs this year that might impact your shopping spree next year too, so we wanted to get you updated on those. On January 1st, 2024, with very little notice, the Alex and Ani store that took the place of Melissa Shoes closed its doors. But this came following the shuttering of 20 out of the 27 physical stores located around the country, including the company's headquarters in Rhode Island. And following the Alex and Ani closure, the Art of Shaving store officially closed on January 2nd. This store had been around for 10 years, and while the storefront says something's coming soon to this empty space, Disney has yet to announce a replacement. The Sanok store closed its doors in August with no announcement of what we can expect to replace it. And just recently, and I mean very, very recently, as in the end of October this year, Star Wars Trading Post in Disney Springs closed up shop too, which is one of the few places that carried legacy lightsabers outside the parks. However, there is another Star Wars themed store inside Disney Springs called Star Wars Galactic Outpost over on the west side of the shopping district. So if you're on the hunt for Star Wars clothes or accessories or home decor or drinkware or lightsabers or pins or wall art and all that jazz, you will still be able to find it in Disney Springs. No sweat. Disney Dreams That Soar came and left our lives way too soon. This was a free drone show that took place over Lake Buena Vista and premiered May 24th, 2024, but only ran throughout the summer, ending on September 2nd. But our dreams continue to soar as we hope to see this show or another type of drone show return to the shopping district, maybe in 2025. And let's be on the lookout. There's always something happening at Disney Springs. Next year, we might run into pop-up shops like we saw this year when the Harry Styles pop-up shop appeared inside the old NBA Experience building during the month of October, or new art installations, or new seasonal treats, or new performances and shows, even fresh store switch-ups, especially in the back of Marketplace Co-op, where the line of merch rotates out frequently. But if you want to make sure you're in the know about what's going on inside this shopping district at all times, we've got reporters live in Disney Springs daily, keeping an eye on things and letting us know when they see something new so we can report it back to you ASAP. And if you sign up for our DFB newsletter, you'll receive those updates even faster, as well as lots of other fun announcements too, like discount releases, park updates, resort hot tips, and so much more. Now, when it comes to dining, Disney Springs is no stranger to great offerings that cater to all sorts of palates and price points, so let's check out some of the best restaurants around the shopping district. Now, Bria, you better not be revealing our guidebook secrets. I am warning you. Okay, back to the action. kids. If you want a table service meal that the kids might actually sit through and enjoy, you got two solid options that may not give you the best food ever, but will be sure to give you a fun time. Rainforest Cafe has an extensive menu, but more importantly, it'll drop you into an immersive rainforest environment. While the Disney Springs version isn't terribly different from the version you'll find outside Animal Kingdom or in your hometown, because there's tons of these around, the Rainforest Cafe in Disney Springs is still a good time for the whole family, even if it doesn't have that river adventure ride like they have in Galveston, Texas. What can I say? It's great. And even if you're visiting without the kids, you might enjoy the limited menu and drinks over at the Connecting Lava Lounge. Now, T-Rex is similar to the Rainforest Cafe, except with a dinosaur/prehistoric meteor theme instead of the rainforest one. It's also not as commonly found around the US as Rainforest Cafe is, making this dining option a little more unique. Like the Rainforest Cafe, however, T-Rex has a large menu as well as an interactive and fairly loud atmosphere. You'll encounter frequent meteor showers at T-Rex, while Rainforest has frequent thunderstorms. And that's all fine and dandy unless you got a super sensor in your group, like I am, who really hates the constant sudden and loud energy that happens every 15 to 20 minutes.
Psst, this guidebook leak has a solution for that. So if your kiddo's getting overwhelmed while dining in T-Rex, take them over to the Dig Fossil Sand Pit on the outskirts of the restaurant. This will take your kiddos out of the meteor shower for a minute and give them a chance to play in the sand.
That wasn't Bria sharing stuff she shouldn't share, was it? No, of course not. She wouldn't do that. Okay, how about the ones looking for Epcot outside of Epcot? If you've got a hankering for more internationally inspired cuisine, you don't necessarily have to go to Epcot's World Showcase to find it. Instead, you can just step on into Disney Springs. Raglan Road offers authentic Irish pub food. Well, it's not that authentic, it's better than what I've often had in Ireland. Oh, I hate to say it, but it's true. And it's also got frequent live entertainment. You're going to want to check the Raglan Road website and the Disney Springs website for updated showtimes so you don't miss out. For an Irish-inspired meal that's more fast food-like and less sit down and eat for a while-like, you can check out the neighboring Cooks of Dublin instead, which has the most awesome Dubliner Irish cheese and bacon dip that I would totally eat as a soup if y'all didn't look at me funny when I did it. All right, who am I kidding? I'm going to do it anyways. Okay, Morimoto Asia. That's our next restaurant that's going to make you feel Epcot-y. It's a waterfront signature restaurant showcasing selections from across the entire continent of Asia. So, Pan-Asian, as we would like to say. And if you're familiar with Iron Chef Masaharu Morimoto, that's the guy who's responsible for this place. Fun fact about Iron Chef Morimoto, he started studying sushi in his hometown of Hiroshima after an injury ended his promising baseball career as a catcher. At the age of 24, he opened his own restaurant and then moved to America a few years later to explore more possibilities. Talk about an overachiever. The rest, as they say, is history. If you're looking to save some money, you might be more interested in visiting Morimoto Asia Street Food, which is located on the patio of Morimoto Asia and serves counter service versions of some of the Pan-Asian cuisine featured at the main restaurant.
Hey, I've got another guidebook leak for you. Morimoto Asia frequently celebrates different festivals and hosts unique events such as the Matsuri Festival, exclusive luau's, and ramen-based charity events. Check and see if there's an event going on during your next visit that you might want to attend.
Now, Eat is the new quick service location created by the James Beard Award-winning chef and Food Network star Manish Chauhan, alongside hospitality entrepreneur and her husband, Vivek Diora. This place serves creative spins on classic Indian cuisine, where you're looking for something unique to chow down on, but you also want to quickly get back to your day of shopping. And Haleo is a signature restaurant that serves up both traditional and contemporary Spanish cuisine, thanks to the creative workings of celebrity chef Jose Andres. Yep, lots of big-name chefs have opened restaurants in Disney Springs, so the food around here tends to be consistently delicious. Okay, now what if you're on the go? You might not have a whole lot of time to sit down and dine while you're at Disney Springs, and that's okay. There are lots of speedy restaurants around this shopping district you can hit up for a quick, affordable, and still really delicious meal. Earl Sandwich creates signature sandwiches and custom-made sauces, fresh ingredients, and artisan bread. It also serves up affordable breakfast sammies in the morning if you're on the hunt for an AM fuel-up. Pizza Ponte serves Sicilian pizza by the slice in a fast casual setting, though if you're looking for more of a quick-fire pizza place where you'll have the freedom to customize your personal pizza however you want, you might want to check out Blaze Fast Fired Pizza instead, even though I still don't understand why we have an apostrophe in there. Just still don't get it. Okay, Deluxe Burger serves up gourmet burgers on fresh baked buns and of course their French fries. But the other primary offering is the artisanal gelato shakes. Oh, and did we mention the sauces? We love to grab a glass of wine and an order of apps to share over at Wine Bar George, but the basket at Wine Bar George provides a counter service component that's going to allow you to take your frosés and mac and cheese bites on the go. Plus, if that millionaire shortbread is there, please buy some for me. Oh, and now here's when you'll catch me at more often than not. Chicken Guy is a fast casual restaurant headed by Chef Guy Fieri and restaurateur Robert Earl, serving up all natural chicken tenders paired with a variety of sauces. Now, Guy Fieri also helped out with the menu at Planet Hollywood and created a variety of Big Bite burgers and signature sandwiches for the movie-driven restaurant. But y'all, you can get Big Bite sandwiches at Chicken Guy too, and they only cost you $8 to $10 instead of Planet Hollywood's $20 to $22. You can even upgrade your Big Bite sandwich at Chicken Guy to a combo for $5 more, which will still cost you less than it will at Planet Hollywood and probably taste better.
Looking for another guidebook leak? If you want more ways to save at Chicken Guy, just join their sauce squad via the Chicken Guy website to receive birthday rewards and earn points towards future visits.
Did you guys hear something? No? Must just be me. Now, the Polite Pig brings on the local Florida flavors in the form of modern barbecue inside this fast casual setting. This is the only quick service you're going to find on today's list that's actually been recognized by the Michelin Guide back in 2022. And I think it totally deserves that level of praise, even for those market sides alone. Daily Poutine offers a variety of options based around the traditional Canadian French fry dish. And I know some of y'all are calling this stuff Fautine because it's not Canadian authentic, but listen, fries covered in gravy and topped with cheese are still fries covered in gravy and topped with cheese. And I love them. No judgment. Hold on just a sec. Let me step down off this soapbox. There we go. And finally, For Our Cantina is a food truck that serves signature Mexican barbacoa dishes, as well as taco cones. And to be frank, we just don't talk about taco cones enough on this channel. Please forgive me. Now, if you are a brunch fan, this section is for you. Several Disney Springs restaurants serve specialty brunch options on the weekends. So here are just a few of our favorite table services that go all out for this limited time meal. Summer House on the Lake typically serves California-inspired bites during lunch and dinner, including everything from pizza and pasta to fresh salads and sandwiches. But a Cali-Mex brunch is served on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., with meals including options like Mexican hash browns, breakfast pizza with applewood bacon, a sunny-side-up egg with Parmesan cream, and breakfast tostadas. Pancakes, waffles, salads, and sandwiches are also available to choose from, along with a selection of other items from the lunch and dinner menus. Homecoming by Chef Art Smith is a farm-to-fork restaurant known for its southern cuisine, but on Saturdays and Sundays, you can check out the restaurant's Rise and Shine brunch up until 1 p.m. The full menu also becomes available after 11 a.m. But hey, book this fast because it books up fast. And the Boathouse is a high-end restaurant with a culinary focus on steaks and seafood, but whenever the Captain's Sing-Along brunch happens on Saturdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., you can cheer on the dueling pianos and belt out a verse or two between bites of Biscoff cookie waffle.
Now here's one of my favorite guidebook leaks. You might not be one who wants to enjoy an early morning cocktail along with your brunch, but we personally believe that the Duck Duck Raz is an iconic grown-up drink that can be enjoyed at any time during the day. This cocktail is bright blue, thanks to the blue curacao, and topped off with a mini rubber duck. It's perfect for Jeep owners looking to add another little ducky to their dashboard.
Man, something must be wrong with my internet. I'm not sure why I keep hearing things. All right, how about for the dessert enthusiasts? You want sweet treats? Disney Springs can bring the sweet treats. We'll kick things off with Ghirardelli's Soda Fountain, which we don't talk about enough. This offers epic sundaes, shakes, and specialty cocoa drinks too, as well as lots of chocolate square options you can take home with you. This place is a little pricey for what you get, big name and all, but it's still a pretty good spot to go if you're just wanting super indulgent ice cream. Marketplace Snacks is a little kiosk where you can currently find a very trendy treat, indulgent, character-inspired bubble waffle sundaes. These are all inspired by the Fab Five, so Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, and Donald, though other character bubble waffles tend to pop up throughout the year too as a seasonal specialty. Swirls on the Water specializes in that iconic soft-serve Disney treat Dole Whip. I guess it's not Disney, it's Dole Dole, served up in a variety of flavors and fashions. Once again, proving that the classic pineapple Dole Whip isn't necessarily the best kind of Dole Whip. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, Amaret's Patisserie is a Disney-owned and operated bakery featuring classic and contemporary pastries. You can often see the creative process of the pastry chefs in action thanks to an on-stage decorating kitchen, and you can even pre-order custom cakes here by calling 407-934-3500 or by asking for a custom cake when you go and visit the storefront. Just note that 72 business hours advance notice is required. Amaret's Patisserie also has a cake decorating experience, which is a 90-minute class that lets you and another friend decorate your own character dome cake while you sip on an assortment of refreshments. This experience costs $199, but that price does cover the other person joining you too, unless you want to add a second cake to your experience for an extra $50. Erin McKenna's Bakery, NYC, features a specialty menu consisting of gluten-free, mostly organic, vegan baked goods. Items are also dairy-free, soy-free, refined sugar-free, and egg-free, making it a great destination for guests with special dietary needs.
Get ready for another guidebook leak. You know how you can order specialty cakes and have them delivered to select Disney World table service locations during your meal? If you didn't know that, well, now you do. You can also order special occasion cakes from Erin McKenna's to be delivered to select Disney dining locations that you've made reservations for too, for a more allergy dietary friendly option.
Yeah, I gotta get this internet checked. Now, Gideon's Bakehouse is famous for its decadent, nearly half-pound cookies, but this bakery of oddities also serves impressive cake slices, specialty coffees, seasonal selections. There's always something to get at Gideon's Bakehouse, and it's always good. Everglazed Donuts and Cold Brew serves, what else? Donuts and coffee, of course, but Everglazed also has more savory options too, like loaded fries and sandwiches, even served on a glazed donut bun if you like for that sweet and salty. And Salt and Straw, speaking of sweet and salty, is a family-run business known for its ultra-unique ice cream flavors that use local, organic, and sustainable ingredients. Now, how about for the ones who miss Pleasure Island? Who here remembers the days of Downtown Disney's Pleasure Island PI? If you do, you're one of the OGs. If you don't, no worries, I'll quickly get you up to speed. Pleasure Island used to be a section of Disney's shopping district back when it was called Downtown Disney rather than Disney Springs. And this section was like the Disney version of a club strip, so lots of places to grab drinks, go dancing, and most importantly, visit the Adventurers Club, which was such a cool interactive bar back in the day. I miss it so much! But pick up, dust yourself off, and move on, AJ. Even though Pleasure Island's been long gone for a while, since 2008, there are still remnants of it scattered throughout a handful of the restaurants still available today, located in the landing area. While we've already talked about Raglan Road, this was a restaurant that survived the Pleasure Island transition, and in a sense, Paddlefish sort of survived it too, at least the boat structure did. Before it was called Paddlefish, this restaurant out on the water was known as Fulton's Crab House, and before that, it was the Empress Lily, which originally opened in 1977 and was named after Walt Disney's wife. Okay, we're getting a little too into the weeds here. I love being in the weeds. Though it's not necessarily always our favorite place to order seafood from, there is no ignoring those beautiful Paddlefish waterfront views. And there's just something really special about dining inside a historic Disney boat.
We're back at it with another guidebook leak. You want the best views from Paddlefish? The rooftop deck has amazing views, but it's typically only open in the evenings and on the weekends. So make a note that you'd prefer to eat on the rooftop in your online reservation or speak with a cast member once you arrive to see if it's a possibility.
I swear I just heard Bria in here. Did you guys hear Bria? Okay, nah, she wouldn't do that. Okay, Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar was added to the landing in 2015, which definitely keeps hold of that Pleasure Island presence. This is an Indiana Jones themed lounge that serves specialty cocktails and tapas inside a dining area that has walls packed with vintage travel posters and aviation equipment, all to help the adventurous stories of Indiana's trusty pilot, Jock Lindsay. And then there's the Edison, which was literally the Adventurers Club's replacement and takes place in an industrial Gothic setting that serves classic American food, craft cocktails, and live entertainment, including cabaret and music. Originally, the Edison was made to be more of an adult-oriented space where you could expect more edgy entertainment once the sun went down, and might even have to pay a cover charge during the weekends, but since the COVID closures, the Edison reopened with a little more of a family-friendly focus. But the cocktails and cabaret are still still alive and well. Still looking for those clubbing vibes without leaving the Disney bubble? Several Disney Springs restaurants are more than happy to hook you up. STK Orlando is a modern steakhouse channeling the atmosphere of a sleek Vegas lounge, but it proclaims itself as not your daddy's steakhouse due to its high-energy atmosphere, especially once the sun goes down. This isn't always my vibe, but I will say the rooftop dining patio typically is my vibe because it's a whole lot more chill and offers some gorgeous views across the shopping district. House of Blues is a popular night spot that brings in chart-topping live music all year round. That being said, the restaurant and the music venue are housed in separate buildings, so you're more than welcome to just grab a meal here without seeing whoever's playing a show, and vice versa. Paradiso 37 is a lively restaurant with Latin flair that highlights cuisine from the Americas and offers a towering tequila bar. We tend to like the drinks and apps here more than the entrees themselves. They're a little overpriced and not that great, especially when we're visiting during one of Paradiso's daily celebrations like Taco Tuesdays and Throwback Thursdays. Enzo's Hideaway Tunnel Bar, according to the story, was once a bootlegger's hangout during the dry years of the Prohibition era. This highly themed lounge and restaurant, inspired by Florida's rum-running history, serves Roman cuisine and craft cocktails.
Okay, I think I can sneak in another guidebook leak before I'm busted. Enzo's Hideaway Tunnel Bar typically hosts a monthly Smugglers series. This is where fans of specialty beer, wine, and cocktails can get together to enjoy fun food and drinks while learning more about the different spirits each month.
I just cannot control her. And while we're not huge on the Planet Hollywood restaurant, their attached Stargazer's Bar is a whole different story. Sure, the drinks and apps are pretty run-of-the-mill here, but from 7 to 11 p.m. on Wednesdays, you can become part of this bar's karaoke night, which you're not going to find anywhere else in Disney Springs. You can also enjoy live music from 7 to 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays here too. It's like Woody's Roundup, but instead of Jesse, Bullseye, and Stinky Pete, we're rounding up all the entertainment you can find inside Disney Springs. First, let's talk about the free shows and performances. Throughout the week, Disney Springs does host free concerts and stuff on several of their outdoor stages and open-air venues, meaning you can grab a quick bite, get a seat, have a lovely little dinner and a show of your own accord. Live performances can often be found happening at the Advent Health Waterside stage in the Marketplace section right across from World of Disney, the Springs Overlook right outside the Welcome Center in Town Center, and Water Park View over in the Landing right next to the Boathouse restaurant. Honestly, musical acts can pop up nearly anywhere around the Springs, so keep your eyes and ears open for them just in case you hear a tune start up wherever you are. And now let's talk about those premium entertainment experiences. Where to begin? Where to begin? How about I list off a whole bunch of them so you can just see how many things there are to do besides dining and shopping in Disney Springs. Sounds good? Let's do it. You've got the Aerophile Balloon, which is a tethered hot air balloon that lifts you up 400 feet above the shopping district. AMC Dine-In Theater, where you can watch a recently released film while you dine. Food's not that great, just a heads up. Cirque du Soleil, Drawn to Life. This is a larger-than-life story put on by a team of professional acrobats that'll both make you appreciate the art of animation and make you want to curl up in a ball and call all your loved ones to tell them how much they mean to you. You will cry. Okay, House of Blues, where you can dine and or enjoy your favorite artists live on stage. Splitsville Luxury Lanes, where you can eat very upscale bowling alley food, which yes, is a thing. Oh, you can bowl too, of course. Sorry, that was a given. And the Vintage Amphicar Tours, where you'll ride in a half-car, half-boat hybrid across Lake Buena Vista for a lot of money. The moral of this point is you can easily spend an entire day at Disney Springs if you need a break away from the parks. And the Disney parks might wind up getting a lot of main focus when it comes to the holidays and seasonal celebrations, but let's not leave out the Springs and their exclusive offerings too. During the holiday season, Springs showcases tons of festive decor and entertainment and holiday shopping. One of its main attractions includes the free Christmas tree stroll, where you can check out several custom decorated Disney-themed trees placed all throughout the shopping district. This is way cooler than it sounds. By the way, you should definitely do it. You can even get a free map with little stickers to denote your progress through the tree stroll. Now, Santa always pays a visit to the good little kids shopping with their parents around the Springs, but he likes to switch up where he meets and greets every now and then. This year, we've been able to find the jolly old elf where the Star Wars trading outpost just closed. Interesting. This meet and greet usually uses a virtual queue, but unlike the virtual queues for select Disney rides, you'll have more chances of getting into a queue rather than just crossing your fingers and hoping for a boarding group at 7 or 1. This year, we've seen the virtual queue times for Santa Santa listed at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. Now, if you didn't get a chance to meet Santa, or you forgot to tell him what you really wanted for Christmas because you froze up and asked for a football, let me know in the comments if you get that reference. No worries, just swing by the Once Upon a Toy gift store and drop off a letter to Santa instead. Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar also transforms into Jock Lindsay's Holiday Bar, featuring lights and tinsel, tons of Christmas exclusive snacks and drinks. Oh, and don't miss out on the magical Floridian snow, which is Snope, of course, it's actually soap, that falls upon the town center throughout the evenings too. Just be careful if it's raining because it can get slippery because it's soap. But here's the star of the holiday show, Douglas Fir. Douglas is a talking fir tree, often found wheeling around Disney Springs during the holidays. He is very sassy. Sometimes he'll roll into your path just to get your attention, and other times he'll just want you to compliment his pretty light display. Either way, I relate with him on a spiritual level. But it's not just Christmas that Disney Springs celebrates. During St. Patrick's Day, Raglan Road goes all out with the St. Patty's Day festivities, featuring specialty live entertainment and drinks and entrees you can't get during any other time. When summer rolls around, Flavors of Florida kicks off, bringing some fresh and citrusy seasonal eats to several restaurants around the shopping district, and some specialty chef demonstrations and seminars too. And a miracle happened during the 2024 Flavors of Florida event, because Douglas Stinkin' Fur came back to me, and he was decked out with oranges. Can he please come back for Valentine's Day too, covered with hearts, and around Easter wearing bunny ears? And I just need Douglas Fur as the official Disney Springs mascot, please. When do we get Douglas Fur mini ears? Anyway, between mid-August to early October, Disney Springs also typically hosts Magical Dining Month, where a handful of popular restaurants will offer a limited time 3-course prix-fixe menu for around $40 to $60, depending on the restaurant. And while this means you'll be getting more bang for your buck during this season, the best part about it is that up to $2 of every magical meal sold is donated to charity. So by all means, dig in. And throughout the year, many restaurants also host their own events, which I'm pretty sure Bria slipped into the dining section of today's video straight from our DFB guide. Yes, I know she's been doing it this whole video, but if you want to learn about even more Disney Springs restaurant events to come, we've got them all featured in our DFB guide to Walt Disney World Dining over on the dfbstore.com website. Now, since Disney Springs is a shopping district, let's talk about the best custom souvenirs that you can get across all the restaurants. I'm a sucker for the DIY stuff, but not the DIY stuff that makes things really overly complicated. I want the ones that do most of the work for you, but you've still got some creative liberties to customize the souvenir you're purchasing and make it more one of a kind, which is why I love the Disney Springs custom souvenir spots oh so much. Inside the marketplace, you can find Marketplace Co-op, which is like a little shopping district all on its own, housing different shops and brands that rotate out on occasion to make room for something else. But what stood the test of time inside the marketplace is the D-Tech On Demand area located toward the front of the store and to your left. D-Tech On Demand gives you the chance to either purchase one of their pre-made tech accessories like a phone case or magic band, or customize your very own. Just station yourself at one of the many touch screens, create your masterpiece, and then send it on its way to be printed right there in the shop. Now, Basin includes make your own soap or hair care and bath supplies, many of which are directly inspired by Disney characters or have seasonal twists to them you can pick up for a limited time. There's also a Basin in the Grand Floridian, which offers a lot of the same nice smelling stuff in a smaller storefront. T-Rex has their Build-A-Dino section, which is basically Build-A-Bear. It's even kind of owned by Build-A-Bear. The Lego store gives you the chance to make yourself or a fellow Lego friend into a custom Lego minifig. In the middle of the store, there's a station with these minifigure factory tablets, which let you digitally customize what your minifigure is going to wear. Or you can pick from one of their dozens of default designs. You can also become an artiste and draw a design or picture or words, whatever you want to get your master vision across. Art Corner offers digital caricatures and name art, as well as a spin art section where you'll select up to 4 paint colors that you'll have to spin yourself by pedaling a stationary bike. So the faster you pedal, the more spinny your art is going to turn out. Disney's Days of Christmas has cast members on standby to make you hand-painted ornaments. That way you can get a name, year, or number printed on your ornament for an extra $5, with $5 more for every word or art piece you choose to add on top of that. Or you can get the month, date, and year of your trip visit, all for an additional $15. And it's not just ornaments that the Disney Days of Christmas store can personalize. They can also add some extra bling to your Minnie ears or your Mickey ears and your celebration buttons too. But make sure your Mickey ears are the ones that are like flat and kind of vinyl. They can't kind of draw on sequins or whatever. The PhotoPass Portrait Studio, sandwiched between the Marketplace Co-op and Ghirardelli Soda Fountain and Chocolate Shop, is a very cute, easily overlooked little studio where you can choose your virtual backdrop, maybe a prop or two, and take a few family photos that you can access through your memory maker. And if you don't want to wait to purchase these, once you get back home, you can buy and print them right there to take with you. And Goofy's Candy Co. gives you the chance to customize your own sugary caramel apple or Rice Krispie treat or marshmallow wand or cake pop creation. I love doing that. On the west side, Bo's Candles is where you can create your own blended candle concoction to make a memorable candle scent tailored to your personal nice smelling preferences. Maybe make it smell like your favorite Disney parks. And the M&M store has a design your own M&M kiosk where you'll be able to choose between photos and icons, texts and colors to add to your personalized M&Ms. In Town Center, Uniqlo has a section where you can quickly design and print your own custom shirt or tote bag, or bring your own graphic from home to be printed on a tee or tote bag inside the shop. And this is probably my favorite customizable option of them all. The Coca-Cola store has this big red kiosk that lets you create your very own personalized can of Coca-Cola. During this experience, you'll get to pick which kind of Coke you want, your can's design, and the message you want on the front. And if you don't think that I won't pop open that customized Coke can and still guzzle down the contents inside, then you don't know me for the soda goblin I truly am. I will drink that sucker and keep the empty can around for memory's sake. And you know DFB has a can. Okay, if you are ready to keep the Disney Springs planning going, now is the time to do one of three things. Either A, go watch another video in our Disney Springs playlist. We've even got a video in there where we rank every single restaurant in the shopping district. That one's a doozy. You can B, head over to dfbstore.com to check out that DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining that Bria's been leaking info from all video. Yes, Bria, I know what you did. You cannot fool me that easily. Or C, grab that free Disney Springs quick guide over at disneyfoodblog.com/Disney Springs. Or you can do all three. Honestly, I'm cool with that if you want to do all three. More than okay, really. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.